at 11,000 feet above sea level. This redefines elevation. Hey folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. Happy Saturday. It is time to run this Back to the Basics bracket. Decide your ride. Today's feature channel is Bathurst Diecast Racing. He is rolling some RC cars. The RC Ferrari, pretty cool. Definitely like the way that car is rolling down the track. But if you don't slow it down around some of these corners, you fly. Pretty cool. Never seen the track going backwards. That's neat. Hill climb. Look at that. Boom. That's awesome. So these have all been over to the speed shop. I put them in accordingly, the best I could to make it a good race. You never know though. There could be some surprises. All of these cars would qualify for the Back to the Basics tournament next week. You still have till Thursday if you want to next day your vehicles here, or 2-day air. You still have time to get here. So starting us off in the Honda 800, surprisingly picked by Grateful Sam. And what I mean by surprisingly is nobody picked the 2018 Mustang. So Isaiah is a Mustang fan. We're going to put Isaiah's race team, into the Mustang. Back to the Basics, Decide Your Ride, underway. Wow, look at the Mustang go, 2086. 2086, the time to beat. Mustang. Kicking it into overdrive. 2086 running steady. Moving on to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks. One of the fan favorites here in the EV Silverado. Larry Stipe, Northern Roads Racing, Bad Fast Kentucky, Steel City Mafia Racing, 7th Avenue Diecast, Bugwood Diecast, Bavarian Diecast Racing, Flips Racing, Variant Skunk Works, Clay 131 Racing, Griffin Soul Diecast Racing, Kitterman Speed Shop, Low Lobotomy Scam, and yeah, they're all piled up in that EV Silverado, taking on the CT67 C10 Chevy, driven by Mr. Gravel Rama. EV Silverado, that was a good race, 2099 to 11. 2099 will be the time to beat. Chevy C10 putting up a fight, but 2100 moving the EV Silverado in gray to the next round. Next two up, it is Team Station Wagon. Your drivers are Henry Stanislawski and D20 Diecast. Ooh, yeah. 2104 to 12. BMW out ahead of the Audi. And the BMW is indeed going to take it to round number 2. Another one for Team Wagon. This is the Drift Wagon, Henry Stanislawski and D20 Diecast driving that wagon, and driving the Salt Shaker, Aramis Rodriguez. Only one picked the Salt Shaker. Very surprising, as we know this casting can get it done. 2100, not too impressive, but it should be enough to advance him to round number 2. Wagon, I thought was coming back. 2104, Salt Shaker, moving on. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready. We have two DeLorean time machines. On the outside lane, we have Alva 1370 Racing. And on the inside lane, we got Arlo Racing. Arlo way out ahead. 2104 is the time to beat. 2104 rolling steady. Arlo moving to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready. In the Mazda RX-7, Robert Paris is your driver. And in the 92 Mustang, we have Dennis Taylor, Forjas Games, and Browns fan Larry. Mustang taking care of business. 2110 will be the time to beat. 2100. Moving the Fox body to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready. Driving in the Mercedes SEC 500, Your Nightmare Racing. He'll be taking on the Hot Wings, driven by Dutch Clutch Racing, Mothman Diecast, and the Chase Family Racing. Mercedes giving it a run. 2102 got driven around on the big end. Let's switch these lanes and see what happens here. Both these sets of wheels worked up really nice, but I wanted to bring your attention to the wheel track on the back being a little wider than the front, which is not usually a sign of speed. It usually will slow you down significantly. This one runs pretty decent for having that wide wheel track in the back. 2102, the time to beat. Hot Wings 2102, rolling on to round number 2. Still a beautiful car. What a beautiful paint job. It's going to look good on the shelf. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready in the Little Red Express Dodge truck, is Casper, the Friendly Ghost, taking on the 69 Mustang Coupe, driven by Zizzer Prime. Yeah, Mustang 2099 will be the time to beat. 2096 getting a little faster, moving the Coupe to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready in the stock car, is Hot Nuts Diecast. They'll be taking on the Revenger ST, driven by the Zamac Speed Shop. Should be a good race. All stocker 2095 is going to be the time to beat. Revenger got him out of the gate, but got driven around on the big end. Stock car moving forward to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, we have the Maserati Shamal taking on the Nerve Hammer, and the Nerve Hammer is driven by Larry Henry. Nobody wanted to drive the Maserati. 2103 is going to be the time that Maserati needs to beat. Not going to happen. 2105, moving the Nerve Hammer to round number 2. All right, next up we got a Mercury Cyclone taking on a 67 Mustang Shelby, driven by Archon 8 Industries and DXP Diecast Racing. Good race. 2098 to 05. 2098 is our time. 2099 moving the Mustang to round number 2. Next two up, staged and ready, we have the Formula Solar, driven by William Miller, taking on one of the Mopar Madness cars, which went unpicked. It is the Dodge Challenger. He's a bit of a swimmer. 2091, though, by the Solar is a good time. 2091 is the time. Wow. 2097, moving the Formula Solar to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, staged and ready in the 1931 Model A Ford, taking on the Honda Civic, driven by NZ Racing. Good race. Wow, really good race. 2098 to 99. Let's switch lanes. 2098, the time that Ford is going to need to get. He wants to advance. Honda Civic driving around him on the big end with a 2094 getting faster, moving him to round number 2. Next two up in the blocks, we have a Drift and Brake, which went unpicked, and driving the Renault E-Space, driven by the Diecast Shepherd and Zimbas Racing. Let's see, Zimbas Tatin. I don't know if that's Russian or I don't know. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But you're up. It is the Renault E-Space. does not get the job done. 2109 to 12 though. 2109 will be the time to beat. Renault E-Space not able to get it done. Drift and brake. Moving on to round number 2. Alright, next up, staged and ready. We have a BMW taking on the Bumblebee Volkswagen Bug, driven by Mick Olson, my gatekeeper driver here at Elevation Diecast. Ooh, the Bug's going to get the win. 216 will be the time to beat. Bug getting it done. 2153 getting faster, moving him to round number 2. And the last race of round number 1. Same drivers in the first EV Silverado will be taking on the Austin Mini. Let's see who takes it down the lane first. Austin Mini got him out of the gate, but 2084 will be the time to beat. Wow, 2069 now, moving the EV Silverado to round number 2. And that is the end of round number 1. We will take a little break and resume the rest of this race right after this. Alright, we're back. Be sure to check out slandmancustoms.com for your track parts and accessories. DTS2 is what runs the Johnny Lightning White Lightning track. Works really well. Alright, with all the formalities out of the way, it's time to get down to speed. Let's see who takes it out of this Mustang and EV Silverado. Round 2 underway. 2084. By the Mustang is the time to beat. Good runs. 2084 again, moving the Mustang to round number 3. Alright, does the BMW wagon have what it takes to take out the Salt Shaker? Oh, good race. 2099 to 04. 2099 is the time set down by the Salt Shaker. And he will be moving on with a 2096 to round number 3. Next race up in the blocks, we have the DMC DeLorean taking on the 92 Mustang. Should be a great race. Ooh, the Mustang crept up on him on the big end. Let's go. 2103, time to beat. Oh, 2101 and a 10,000 to beat. Let's look at that. The DeLorean is moving on. Wow, what a race. Definitely like the wheels on this Hot Wings car. Maybe swiping those for a future build. Let's see what happens here in the race, though. 67 coupe, or 69 coupe, really. 2096 to 97. That was a close race. 2096 is the time to beat. Coupe being able to hold them off. 2096 again, moving them on to round number 3. Next two up, staged and ready, is the stock car taking on the Nerve Hammer. Stock car out in front, and he stays there. 2097 is the time that Nerve Hammer will need to beat if he wants to advance. Stock car not allowing that to happen. Moving on to round number 3. Next up, Formula Solar taking on the 67 Mustang. Mustang out in front. Solar drove around him on the big end with a 10,000 speed. 210 is your time. And the Solar with a 94 going to move on to round number 3. Next up, we got the Honda Civic taking on the Drift and Brake. I think the Honda is going to get a break here and be able to advance. Close race, 2097 to 01. 2097 is your time to beat. And the Civic with a 96 moving on to round number 3. And it's time for the Bumblebee. It looks like the EV is, yeah, taken off with a 2074. 2074. See if we can get out of the sevens. 2070 is getting faster. Moving on to round number 3 with the black EV. And then there were 8. Quarterfinals will start us off with the 2018 Mustang taking on the Salt Shaker. Salt Shaker out in front, but the Mustang drives around him on the big end. 209.3. That'll be the time to beat. Good race. Mustang with a 208.3 now. Wow. Moving on to the semi-final round. All right. Who's going to meet him in the semis? Is it going to be the DeLorean or the Mustang? Good race. 209.4 to 9.5. 209.4 is the time that Mustang is going to need to beat. If he wants to advance, 209.3 gets it done. Moving on to the semi-final round in the coupe. Moving over to the right side of the bracket, should be a good race here. We have the stock car taking on the Formula Solar. Wow, Solar out front, stock car driving around him on the big end. Let's go. Formula Solar needs to pull off better than a 209.5. Wow, he might do it. 209.5. Wow, 209.5 and a 210. Formula Solar with the bigger beat, moving him on to the semifinal round. All right, let's see what happens here between the Honda Civic and the black EV Silverado. Silverado with a 207.8. Thought I saw some kind of tow rope pulling that Civic down the track. Let's see. Oh, yeah. 72 to 88. EV Silverado moving to the semis. And here's a look at your final 4. All right, we got 2 Mustangs going at it. The 2018 taking on the 1969. Old school muscle versus new school muscle. New school taking it to him 86 to 97. 208.6, the time to beat. Cannot get it done. 88, moving the 18 Mustang to the final race. And I think we all know what's going to happen here with the Formula Solar and the black EV Silverado. Definitely getting it done with a 207.2. Elevation in the Evos. Let's go. And he still won the race. EV Silverado taking on the Formula Solar. And yeah, 73, moving him on to the final race. And so it is the 2018 Mustang taking on the EV Silverado. But first, our race for third comes to you in the 1969 Mustang Coupe or the Formula Solar. Mustang Coupe out front, and he stays there. 209.3 will be the time that Solar needs to get. Not going to happen, and the Mustang Coupe will find his way to the podium. Which takes us to our final race. Back to the basics. EV Silverado and 2018 Ford Mustang. EV handily, well, 207.2 to 80. And Mustang didn't get gapped, so that's a good sign. Potential speed, and the EV Silverado with a 207.1 is going to be your overall winner today. Congratulations to those who picked the EV Silverado. Your drivers are Larry Stipe, Northern Roads Racing, Bad Fast Kentucky, Steel City Mafia Racing, 7th Avenue Diecast, Bugwood Diecast Racing, Bavarian Diecast Racing, Flips Racing, Variant Skunk Works, 131 Clay Racing, Griffin Soul Diecast Motorsports, Kitterman Speed Shop, and Lobo Tommy. Congratulations on picking this week's winner. Coming in second was the 2018 Mustang driven by Isaiah's race team. And in the 69 Mustang Coupe, we have Zizzer Prime. Congratulations on your podium pick this week. So at the end of the Decide Your Rides, we always see if the winner can get into the ranks. This is the B-Sides rank gatekeeper in the Ford Sierra. Let's see how this Silverado is running. Pretty strong, 69 to 72. Let's see, he's going to need a 2069 and greater than 3 if he wants to keep the rank for the Sierra. Silverado getting it done, 69 to 72. What a race. That will bring the Sierra down to a C-level race with the gatekeeper in the Red Pill I-Pace. And there are a couple of Silverados in the B-side ranks. A black one does head up, number 7. Let's see what happens here against the Laser Wheel Corvette. Ooh, close. 2068 and a 10,000 beat. So 2068 and a greater than 10,000 beat is what the vet will need to keep his spot, or he will be the gatekeeper. And he will be the gatekeeper. All right, last time the Boggs Family Racing were here, they sent a slew of gift cards, and we want to give them a shout out for being so kind and generous to donate so many cars, and some of them made it into the ranks. This is one of them, the gray Silverado EV. This is the Boggs Family Racing taking on the black EV that just won the race today. Good race, 67 now to 73. Boggs Racing needs a 67 and greater than 5 to keep his spot. Good race. Black EV moving up. Let's see if we can take out the Mustang from the 2024 Stars and Stripes Series. Silver Series car. He gets him 68 to 74. Wow. 68 and greater than 6 is the time to beat. And the truck gets him again, 67 to 9. Let's give the Gold Hot Ones Torino some exercise gifted by the Poverty Hollow Diecast. Good race. 2069 to 70. You'll switch them. 2069 and greater than 1 is the time to beat. 2067 and 78, and the Torino is the stopper. So today's winner will get into the B-side ranks at number 15. And of course, we'll roll these at a later date. It is now time for me to get out of here. I got to go do some more work on the new facility. If you are local and you want to race, now is your chance. I'm opening the doors Saturday, August 30th in Windsor, Colorado. Lots of fun activities surround the area as it is downtown. So be sure to join us August 30th, which is a Saturday, for opening day. That's going to do it from us today here at Elevation Diecast. Remember, if your car isn't fast, don't worry. At least it'll look good on the shelf. See ya.